Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I am just excited to always be here and to share with you some of the great things going on in the community. But before I get started, it was funny because Josh and I were talking about, folks, he's making fun because I still have snowflakes on my set. And it's because he said that he thinks of March and he thinks of spring. And I said, technically, spring is not until the 20th, 21st of March. And he said, but when you think of March, you think spring. So I do apologize with the deepest regret that I have snowflakes on my set this week. I'm just kidding, but I want to put it there because it kind of is pretty against my dress. Folks, I just hope that you enjoy today's show. We've got a great lineup coming up. I've got Tammy Drobina from the Fairfield Heritage Association. I have got our, who just knew, Chad, listen to me, Deputy Chief, and also he's going to be Chief coming up in May. And then I'm going to have Amanda Everett from Destination Downtown Lancaster. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster. And we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And we looked around, and I said, there's our bank, right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here. They're conversant. Customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Welcome back. It's Down Home with Tina. I've got Executive Director of the Fairfield Heritage Association, Tammy Drobina. And the last time you were on with me, we were in different costumes, and because there was something fun going on that year.
Exactly. Yes.
That was 2020. That was
actually 2019 when we
it
had
was 2019.
Yes, we had a Victorian Halloween
that's
party.
Right, because you did have the event.
Yes.
Yes. 2020 is when you were doing something else that was quite big. But then that was canceled as well.
Yes.
So are you back on track with things?
We are getting there, yes.
Perfect. Yes. So we're here to talk about a lot of things that you guys have going on at the Fairfield Heritage Association, which you have 2 different museums that fall under that.
Yes, we do.
Which is the Georgian and the Sherman House.
Correct.
Yes. And your office is located where?
In the Georgian.
Okay, in the Georgian. And you are maybe closed with the museums and going in to tour those at certain times of the year, but that doesn't mean that things are any less busy, correct?
That is correct. We use the winter months when we're closed for our projects, like the renovations or restoration, maintenance, or repairs that are always needed on 200-year-old buildings.
Right.
And sometimes we're updating things in the museums just to refresh things a bit. And we also use this time in the office for our work with collections. And just things that we need to get done in January. We always plan the year, and so we need to get everything lined up for that. So there's something that we can do. We still field calls from people all year round who need information.
Okay, wonderful. And then you do have a membership, right? Or members that can help. Do you kind of work on that also?
Yes, our membership drive is usually like in October, November, but then we accept members all year round, and that's the backbone of our association.
Correct.
Members and volunteers.
Because you are a nonprofit organization.
Correct,
And that's how you keep it going and keep it running. So what does it take to become a member?
Well, you just fill out a form. It's online at fairfieldheritage.com.
Okay.
Or you could stop in the office. We always have, or the museums, we have forms there. And the rates are very reasonable, $20 for a senior citizen and $25 for an individual. And just fill out the form and pay the dues, and you're in good. And you get free admission to both museums and a discount in the gift shop.
Nice.
Our quarterly magazine is mailed out every 3 months. That's why it has its name. And it's recognized with some awards recently. So, it's well worth your membership.
That's right. So the other things that you do throughout your off season, you have some other events, don't you? That probably, I'm sure, help with the funds and the monies towards the museums as well. So what are some of those fun events that folks can, that are pretty much an annual thing, correct?
Yes, many of them are annual. We have a Valentine's tea, and normally we would have that in-house, but last year we did a tea to go, and it was so well received by people that we did it again this year. And you got a box of goodies and a cup of our famous hot tea, and that's a fundraiser for us. We have our upcoming spring meeting that we're planning for now, and as the poster says, it's April the 7th, and it starts at 6 o'clock, and we do open it up to the public. Even though it's a membership meeting, we encourage people to come, because that way, they can see what we're about and get a little taste of heritage, and hopefully they want to join and be a part of all the fun things that we do.
What are some of the things that folks don't realize that you do for the community and in the community, Tammy?
I don't think that maybe they realize that we are the County Historical Society, so we're always looking for information that we can share with people. We do that on Facebook and in our quarterly magazine. Just the care of the two museums, everyone knows that we're open, but it's surprising how many people locally have not come to the museums because, what's in your own backyard, a lot of times you don't go, I'll go there some other time. And they never make it there. But I think that they would be pleasantly surprised if they came and saw what treasures these museums are.
Oh, absolutely. Not just the museums, but just the city of Lancaster.
Yes.
And the history of the city of Lancaster. You say, being the historical society, what we have to offer. I think it was many, many moons ago, I'll say now, not that I'm that old, but I lived in Western New York for a while, and it was an Amish community, and I stopped by a quilt shop, and they told me about a book. I can't even think of the name of the book right now. Forest Rose book.
Yes.
And I thought, I'm 6 hours drive away, over 400 miles, to have somebody tell me that there is a book that I could get in my own little historical society in Lancaster.
Yes, absolutely.
That was several years ago. I'm talking like we're probably going back 15. I say many moons, maybe 15 years ago, or maybe maybe even longer than that it's been. But it was really fun because it was a neat little book, and I did. I got it for myself, and then I took it back to the Amish family in Western New York and purchased a couple for them. So yeah, it's fun stuff. So it is. It's just surprisingly the things that we have in our community. Anything else that you guys do throughout the year? Because did you used to do the tour of homes?
Yes.
And is that ever going to come back?
We hope so. We had hoped to bring it back this year, but it's just a little bit still too iffy because it requires so much planning ahead. At the time we have to start, things are still kind of iffy. So we tried to pivot for things, and that's how we started the telethon a couple years ago, and that's been a new event, and it's just been super fun to do and well received, and it has helped us tremendously raise funds when we have to cancel all these events that we count on to have something like that can help, and people are so generous. So it's been really a lot of fun. But we do the candlelight tour every December. Yes. We have 3 teas a year. If we can have them in person, we do. the telethon. We did the walking tours last year in the summer with a different theme downtown each time.
Very nice.
We've had Victorian and vintage Halloween parties. So
Yes,
you know,
yes.
we want to share the history in a fun and interesting way, and let
yeah.
people leave with you know, some knowledge and have them enjoy it.
Fun
Yeah.
memories that they can make along the way. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about the party like its prohibition, and then also the season opens April 1st, correct?
April
the
5th.
Or April 5th.
Yes.
I don't know. I had April 1st in my head. April 5th, and then it's April 7th is when the party is.
Yes.
So it's kind of like coinciding together within a couple days.
In a
So
way,
museums open,
yeah.
and then bam, and then you have this. So what is the party like its prohibition?
Okay, every spring and fall we have a membership meeting, but we make it available to the public.
Okay.
And this is going to be at the KC Event Center on April the 7th. And the theme is Party Like It's Prohibition. We're going to have a program called Anything But Dry by someone from
Okay.
the Westerville Museum who's authority on that.
Nice.
And we're encouraging people to come in 1920s costumes. If they
Awesome.
want to, we'll have some drinks from the 20s. Gin Rickey, Mary Pickford, Sidecar that people could try if they'd like.
fun.
But we need reservations by the 30th of March. But it includes all the entertainment. We'll have music and dinner.
Okay, so by March 30th, and they got to get tickets?
We'll take reservations. It's
Just
$39.
reservations. Okay,
Yes.
$39. Okay, perfect. All right. And Tammy, you're retiring.
Yes.
So it's April 7th is your last day as well,
Yes,
correct?
that's my last day, and Mary Lawrence, our marketing director, is also retiring the same day. So we're going to go out with a big bang of
Bang,
fun.
that's right,
So-
that's right. And you should, and you deserve it. So thank you
you.
so very much, and happy retirement to you and
Thank you.
Mary.
Thank
And
you,
thank you
Tina.
for being on the show. And folks, I hope you get to join them and just a part of something that the Fairfield Heritage Association has to offer throughout the year, just to help them because they are a nonprofit. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Here with Tina.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
It's Down Here with Tina. I'm really excited to have a fellow with me who he has been on once before, but it was before I was doing First Responders of the Month and things like that. And then I thought, when I saw this post on social media, it was less than, I want to say, well, a couple weeks ago. And it was that he was promoted to Deputy Chief of the Lancaster Police Department, and he's going to move into something else. But before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit with Nicholas Snyder about the different rankings. I mean, I'm past military, and I know there's rankings and things like that. But you were mentioning, because you got to be certain in certain job positions in order to move up to what you're going to be, and we'll get to that in just a minute. I think a lot of folks probably know where you're going to move into within the next couple of months. But how do you get there?
So our agency is structured like a lot of other agencies. We have patrol officers and detectives, but they obviously require supervision. And our first step is sergeant, then lieutenant, deputy chief, and chief. And our lieutenants right now have been restructured to be in more administrative roles. So our sergeants actually supervise the road patrol officers, and our lieutenants have more administrative function with the Detective Bureau, Community Services, and whatnot. Deputy chief and chief obviously are purely administrative.
How many years have you been in law enforcement overall?
Since 2005.
Okay, so you started right out the gate, right in Lancaster?
Well, I graduated college and I didn't even know I wanted to be a police officer. Quite honestly, I went into the private sector and sold I bought and sold cardiothoracic stents for Fairfield Medical Center out in the purchasing department, and that wasn't really doing it for me, so I decided to go into law enforcement.
Really? Anybody inspire you to do that? You just were just like, this kind of sounds neat and cool and interesting, and I want to be a hero.
I can't say a
No,
single
you guys
person
are real
inspired me,
heroes.
no, but it was just an interest that I had in college, and it was one of the degrees that I got from Ohio University, so I decided to go that route.
And here you are, Deputy Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
What's it like so far? Because you're just getting into this position.
So it's been a bit of a whirlwind. There's a lot coming at you, a lot of things that I didn't realize on the other side of the fence. However, I'm very excited, and I've had a lot of support. I'm a firm believer in having good people around you, and it's always best to have better people than you around you. It makes you a better leader.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely blessed with that, and I'm excited. I'm excited to move on to the next step.
Yeah, which is going to be. And is there a certain date in May that you're going to move into?
I've
or
heard
you
a
don't
few
know
different
yet?
dates. It's going to be around the first week of May, May 3rd, May 5th, May 7th. I've heard them all. So regardless, I'm ready in May to take the next step.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be May 5th. May 5th is like my big
All right, we'll
big
make it
day.
May 5th then.
My big day. Chief, you're done. You're done. No, I'm kidding. How does that work with getting ready to move into here in this position so short time and getting ready for this next big chief position? What is it like for you? I mean, again, probably a whirlwind, but
Yeah.
what
It's
is it?
it's a unique circumstance. So typically our deputy chief is set up to take off administrative tasks off the chief's plate. And usually, in the way I've seen it my entire career, the deputy chief has had a prolonged amount of time in there to kind of work under the chief and help support the chief. With my position at deputy chief, the chief is literally fast tracking me to be chief. So
Yeah.
a lot of the things that are coming across my desk are very much chief functions. I'm having to go to a lot of the meetings that the chiefs go to, and just meeting a lot of people in that circle. Thankfully, Lancaster is a small enough city to where, a lot of those people in that circle I've already met and know on a personal basis, but I just get to see how he approaches things. So
Awesome.
it's been a blend of both positions so
Yeah.
far.
What are the challenges that you foresee once you get into the chief position?
Hiring, I think if you put any chief of police in this seat in the country, they would tell you they're having an issue with hiring right now. Lancaster Police Department has always and will always have this, we call it a no warm body policy. Basically, we're not going to allow just anybody through the door. You have to be an excellent candidate, and we won't waver from that, but with that takes time. So hiring, we've just had less of an applicant pool. Less people are taking tests, less people are wanting into the profession. So we still have to maintain our standards, but also get people in the door because we need officers.
What can you ask of the public at this time in order to help you guys to get to that?
I hear that question a lot. Our public here locally is great. I tell people all the time that I'm inheriting a very good police department with a lot of good officers. So there's very little that I can ask the public to do to help me out with that. A lot of that is on my plate, and we will get there. We'll succeed. I'm very confident in that. But just continue being supportive. We are very, very lucky to serve this community, and hopefully that continues.
Nothing frustrates me more than when we recently had an accident and somebody is making a comment about one of our law enforcement, and I'm just like, because I did a ride along, and I
Sure.
know what you guys do, and it's really about prioritizing
Sure.
what is the most important. And
Sure.
I mean, an accident is an accident. When you shut down a big part of the Lancaster, just be patient.
Right. I think people sometimes just forget that we're human beings like everyone else, but also that a lot of the things that you would think is a simple fix to a situation really isn't that simple.
Yeah.
And if they take the time to kind of step back from that frustrating position, and if they still want to know later, they're more than welcome to contact us and we'll give them an answer. But usually, like you're saying, the accidents and the inconveniences like that, those are a price of doing business. It's going to be a struggle for a little bit and then it'll be over.
An accident's an accident. It wasn't supposed
Yes.
to be there. It's not on purpose.
We weren't
I'm
expecting
sure
it, just like they were.
Exactly, yeah. Anything you want to share just with folks maybe for this time of year with the weather and such when it comes to the driving?
Planning in every aspect of your life. So if you have a commute to work, plan for your commute to work. Typically, if you don't have your foot on the gas pedal pressed all the way down, you're not going to get in an accident. But also plan things like deliveries. You know, if you know a delivery is coming, see if you can either talk to the delivery person or talk to the company and have them put packages in a different place. Or we continuously publish hints and tips for the public to better protect themselves at home during this time of year.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, winter, obviously with Christmas, it was a big deal to have packages taken, but still for whatever reason, winter, it continues to occur.
And as somebody who resides in Lancaster, if there is an accident, don't try to take the side streets because they're going to be just as tough to get through than the main, drive.
Yeah, we're not Columbus. There's not 4 or 5 different alternate routes. If you get to a side street, you're going to be backed up just like everyone else.
Just like you're going to be out where the main roads are, and they have the traffic lights. Anything else that you wanted to share with folks today?
We hit on it before, but just definitely grateful for the community and excited to serve the public and continue to serve the public. And there's going to be a lot of cool things that are in the future for the police department and our city.
Absolutely. You know what? I do have one more question. How many are you looking to hire?
As many as we can.
Really?
I say that. I try to stay away from the number. We're authorized at, I think, 72 officers. Right now we have 58.
Okay.
However, the way background investigations take and the way our application process works, it just takes time to get there. So I always tell people just apply and keep applying.
Ride-alongs, are those still something that
always
is
authorized, yeah. And just contact the police department and we can guide you in the right direction for getting a ride-along.
Awesome. Congratulations again
Thank
on your
you.
promotion. Oh, yeah, no, wait a minute. I can't have you. So I have some treats, just a little goodie bag in here.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Well, I do for my first responders of the month. And don't eat it all in one shot, but I'm trying
I'll
to
try
think
not to.
what I have in there. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I don't know what you drink, coffee or tea, so you have a little bit of both.
All
I
right.
actually have a gift card somewhere. It's not a lot, but positive energy.
Ah, all right.
Because Deputy Chief, we all need positive energy. That's what Down Here with Teen is all about.
Thank you very much. I
Running
appreciate
positivity.
that.
Thank you for all that you do, and stay safe out there.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. You're watching the Down Here with Tina show.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Bloom Carroll Bulldogs. We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice. Snyder, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Snyder down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these wonderful sponsors. And I'm so very excited to have the guest that I have with me. And she brought me some tasty treats. It is Amanda Everett. She is Executive Director of Destination Downtown Lancaster. And I've got it here. I got to do my treats.
I love it.
My yummy treats, because I'm going to just ask her a question, actually, and I'm going to eat my cookie, and she's just going to talk and do the rest of the show, actually. No, I'm kidding. Amanda, how are things going?
Tina, thank you so much for having me. Things are going really, really great. We're so excited. You know, we're kicking off our event season here in downtown Lancaster, and we're getting really, really excited. And so when I do get in my car and travel somewhere, I always feel bad because, you know, if you aren't downtown, you don't have all of the wonderful places. So today I picked provisions and I brought you some downtown treats.
And I'm going to eat them.
Yeah, as well you should. A little taste of downtown right here at Down Home with Tina.
And I love it. And you did. You were like, would you like me to bring anything? And I'm like, oh, whatever you want, surprise me. I love
There's
surprises.
so many options.
This sugar cookie is absolutely delicious. And I know if y'all see part of the set, I've got the box of cookies, and I'm going to share them. But you guys have so many wonderful things going on downtown.
We do.
But because of the last couple of years, and it's been so much different, things are opening up. And
Yes.
we're going to get the full of all that we can get this year from Destination Downtown.
Knock wood, let's hope. You know, we're still certainly taking public health into consideration, especially you know with the early spring events. Our annual gathering that's coming up here on March 24th, that's typically held in January. But we postponed it because of Omicron and those numbers, and we just wanted to be safe. We've still reduced the capacity of that event. So if you haven't got tickets already, hop online at destinationdowntownlancaster.com because we do have limited seating. But something that we're doing is we're offering a virtual option so that if you don't yet feel safe coming out and celebrating with us at that annual gathering, you can still watch online. It's totally free. We're able to do that because of our fantastic sponsors at Interface Video. So that's just a wonderful way that we can really connect with the community, share those successes of 2020 and 2021. We haven't been able to do this in so long. And then talk about the future.
Perfect.
And some exciting things that we have on the horizon for 2022.
Awesome. I love it. And then, folks, can they become a part of Destination Downtown themselves, or is it more so you just, as a sponsor, I guess?
Absolutely. We have lots of ways to get engaged. At Destination Downtown Lancaster, we're all about investing in civic pride and connecting people to the work that we do in whatever way is beneficial to them. So you can become a member of Destination Downtown Lancaster. We have student memberships as low as $15 if you're a student and you want to get involved and engaged with our work. And it goes all the way up. If you're a family, it's $75. But if you're looking for a way to reach your philanthropic goals, we have levels all the way up to $1,000 in membership to be a legacy giver. And then if you want to use your advertising dollars while meeting your corporate social responsibility goals, we can work on co-branding events as far as sponsorships. We will meet and talk with you about, which target population you're trying to reach, find the right event, and we get so much support from wonderful organizations and companies and individuals throughout the community. It's really exciting, and you can find more information about that on our website.
Very, very nice. And then you said the annual gathering's coming up, but you've also got the Shop Hop is in March. You have something in April. You have something about every month, don't you?
We do at least one thing.
Yes.
At least one thing. So we have our Love Local campaign that we just wrapped up, a shopping campaign. Shop Hop is very much the same. We've got our wonderful restaurants, retailers, bringing out their spring menus, bringing out their fresh flips in their retail spaces with new spring items. And they've got specials and giveaways. And it's a great time to just come downtown, get back out, shake off some of that cold, and engage in some local commerce.
That's right. One of my favorite events of the year is the Chocolate Walk. And I know that's coming up as well, Amanda. Kind of the same. Is it similar as the Shop Hop, but a little different?
Yeah, so Chocolate Walk's one of those, it's a ticketed event. So anybody can come to Shop Hop. You pick up one of these guides, or you can print them off at home. They're available in all of our shops downtown. If you make a purchase at any three of the participating spaces, you go into a drawing for a $100 downtown gift card. Chocolate Walk's a little different. You can purchase your tickets online. They're $25 or $20 if you're a member of Destination Downtown Lancaster. You get a ticket and a bag and a wristband. We map it out, and you get to go to, I believe it's almost 30 businesses that will be giving out a variety of delicacies, chocolate treats.
Pace yourself, folks, as far as eating.
Pace yourself. You know what?
Eating it.
Some people bring Tupperware.
Fast-paced getting, so you can get to all of it.
Tupperware is the key. Because you will not be able to eat it all. You will not be able to eat it all. And it's so much fun. So we're really looking forward to that.
How do folks follow what is going on? Because you have so many events that they may forget and not. And I know we've got maybe 30 seconds.
Hey, best way to do it, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. And again, you can do that at destinationdowntownlancaster.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Amanda, thank you so much.
No,
Never enough time. I think we could do an hour talking about all of the awesome things. Folks, follow them. Great Destination Downtown Lancaster, or stop down to the office downtown. You always see her or one of the staff down and out and about doing something and keeping busy. I want to thank you so much for listening to this week's Downtown Tina and watching the show. God bless. Good day.